That's beautiful. Thank you, Scott. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. So nice. So we also want to thank Linda McMahon, who's right now, where are you, Linda? She's out negotiating with a lot of different people. What a great cabinet member in person, and she's working on bringing education back to the states where it belongs, and lots of other things like how come Harvard got $5 billion in the last year and a half or 2 years. $5 billion they got. Linda said, you know, you're not going to be happy. What? Harvard's getting billions and billions of dollars, and they're not spending it nicely, and they're very discriminatory and lots of other things. And she's got a tough judge. She's got a judge that would typically not be with us, but I don't want to say that because you never know what happens. But we'll win that case ultimately. We're going to win it. No decision made yet, but she's in the middle of a lot of things. But Linda, you have been unbelievable. Thank you very much. Great job you've done. And I said hello to Chris Wright. Chris is the most talented person. Doug actually said that I offered Doug Department of Energy noise. He said, I have somebody better. He's never said that in his whole life about anybody, Mary. He's never said that about anybody, but he said Chris Wright is so incredible, and he has turned. He's the #1 guy in the oil industry, and he left for, I won't even tell you the money he was making. It was crazy money, but he knew that, and he wanted this, and he and Doug have done an incredible job. And thank you, Chris, very much. And Doug Collins. Where's Doug Collins? Doug Collins, what a great guy he's been. What a great guy. At the VA right now, you have a 92% approval rating. That's not bad. Let's see if you can get it up a little bit. Who are the 8%, right? But he's working on it. He is working on it. He's incredible. What a job. Thank you, Doug. What a great job you're doing. Appreciate it. As well as EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. Where's Lee? This guy. People don't know. He was a great lawyer, like top of the line, and then he became a congressman in a race that he had no chance to win. He won, and was a congressman like for 6 years or something. And was highly respected. And then he took a shot at running for governor of New York, even though people said it was almost impossible to even think about. And he almost won. He came so close, almost won. And I appointed him as the environmental czar. She's our environment czar. And what a job, secretary on the cabinet. He's got everything. And the job he's been doing is incredible because we have $16 trillion so far invested in our country. We've never had anything even close. And this is just really in the last 4 months, not 6 months. That's when we started accepting things and getting things going and getting them rock and rolling. And Lee is getting the permits for people so fast. You know, the biggest problem they had is we can't build if you're not going to give us the permits, or if it's going to take 9 years to get a permit and then get rejected. You know, they'd wait 9, 10, 12 years to do environmental impact statements, and at the end of 12 years, they'd get a rejection, 3-2. You know, they gave their lives to it. We don't do that anymore. He does it within weeks, and we really appreciate Lee. He's got an incredible staff, and we appreciate the job he's done. He's an unbelievable guy. OMB Director Russ Vought. Nobody knows the finances of this country and the waste, fraud, and abuse better than Russell. So, Russell, I want to thank you for doing such a great job. You're really in there fighting and really was a big help during this whole situation that we had, Tom, right, with Russ, when we had to know the numbers. There's nobody that knows him better. He lives with him. Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's like hotter than everybody. She's the hottest one in the room right now because she found out with certainty. I think we knew it before, in all fairness, Tulsi, but now you have certainty. She has all the documents. She has everything that you need. And she found out that Barack Hussein Obama led a group of people and they cheated in the elections, and they cheated without question. It's not even would you say there's even a little question there, Tulsi? She says no. And you found things that nobody thought we'd ever find. And very happy and very honored to have you with us. She's right now, by far, Speaker. She's hotter than you right now, Speaker. She's the hottest person in the room right now, Speaker. So, Tulsi, great job, and I know you have a lot more coming. She told me you've seen nothing yet. So I heard those rumors about you, but now I know they're true. So we're very proud of you, Tulsi. They cheated so badly, and ultimately it led to a loss in 2020, and it shouldn't have been a loss. It was a big victory. We won by a lot. We had to do it again. But if I thought we lost, I would never have run again. And this is a far more consequential election than it would have been if we did. That's the only thing I can say in favor of it. But we can't ever let that happen again to our country. Look at what happened in terms of inflation, in terms of so many things. But most importantly, maybe in terms of allowing millions and millions of people into our country that we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have these people in our country. And the levels of violence and things that we're seeing are so bad, and we're getting them out. And Tom Homan and Christie have done an incredible job. And but we're getting them out. But this should have never happened. It was like just a terrible, unforced error. The only thing that I can't figure out, I always like to figure the other side. Why would they do this? Why would they allow people to come into our country from all over the world, not just South America, but from Venezuela, but from all over the world? They came, and they came by hundreds of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands a day. When you look at some of these, they break down gates. We built hundreds of miles of wall. They didn't break down the wall, but anything that wasn't a wall, they were able to break it down. And they came in, though, by the millions. And we're going to be paying a price for this, so we are paying a price. It's all-consuming. And we have to get 11,888 murderers, many of them murdered more than one person. And they're in here, and some are already gone. We've gotten them out. Some we can't get out. We want to put them in jails because we're afraid they'll come back. They're so violent. And they used to say, no, these are the illegal immigrants, they said, are very kind people. Remember that? They used to say they're kind, they don't commit crimes. No, they make our criminals look like extremely nice people. And we have to get them out, and it's a big job. But we're doing it, and step by step. And last month, as you know, in June, we had 0 people come through the border, right? 0 people come through the border. So we're doing a real job. But what we found out is so horrible, that Obama and a group of thugs cheated on the elections. They cheated violently, viciously on the elections. They're violent people. They're vicious, horrible. These are vicious, horrible people. And we can't let this happen. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler, a cabinet member, and a great person. Hi, Kelly. And she has done a job. You know, I always say small business. I used to say it with somebody else that happened to be, Linda, you happened to be there. I said, it's small business, but it's actually the biggest business there is, right? Probably there is. When you add it up, all those little small loans, you add them up, it's the biggest bank there is. But Kelly, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Don't do a better job than Linda. That would be terrible. Linda had the job before you. She was so great. But don't beat her, because Linda would be very upset about that. Actually, she'd be happy. I think you'd be happy about it, right, Linda? That's the way Linda is. I want to also express our gratitude to all of just the wonderful